G'day everyone, how are you today? Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do two pages together, so we're going to do pages 4 and 5 together. And I've got one already done because they're the same page, just opposite. Okay, so symmetrical kind of thing. So what my plan is this I got inspired by Scrap and Create, Daphne I believe her name is. I've changed it up, done a few little things different, but in context that's who it was inspired by. And so we've got this as, this will be page 5, so this one I think, I don't know, like I said, I haven't actually decided what I'm doing yet, but what we do is you pull this and the screens will open. Okay, so you pull this out, so it comes out like this, and then I've added some extra bits underneath, so this opens up then, and you've got two little side tucks here, which will fit when I've got to go in and play. We've got to make the tags go in, but hopefully will fit a standard size photo in each size. That's what I planned for. I might have to do a little bit of adjustment, I think, because when I did the gluing, I went just that little bit over, so it's just a matter of coming back. And look at that. That's what the plan's for. So that'll slide in like that. Another one will fit down the bottom there. And then another little pocket here. And then that closes back up, and then the screen will go back into place and hold it together. It is held down with magnets too, so it will stay there and hold the whole page together. So that's kind of the idea of this. Now, what hopefully you can see is I've made, because I have an antique Japanese like decorative screen, and it's got black lacquer on it, and so that was kind of what I went for here. So I made it so that it looks like black lacquered wood. So this is just drying. It hasn't been 24 hours yet fully with the varnish, so it hasn't quite set. Like, it's touch dry obviously, but it hasn't all finished drying. But that is actually my plan for the day. If you hear any noise in the background, it is a weekend. My girls are home and they're doing stuff. So, and my creative area is in the middle of our living area. So it is what it is. I think Juan's making breakfast at the moment. So there you go. Just need a drink. Woken up. It's 7 a.m. here. So I've woken up wanting to get this done. So we're going to get started on that. Alright, let's get to this. Hopefully, we need a base page, I believe. What else do we need? I need stuff. Do you know what I need? I don't know what I need. I've got this stuff here. And then, alright, I think that's mostly what I need. We will find out, won't we? As I do this. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we've got a base page. Now, for this one, I want to be going in that direction so that it's opposite to this, so that we will eventually have the two screens going, you know, opening up the screens. So that is what we're doing with that. So I've got my base page here, and I have a piece that is the same size as my base page. So this is going to be the top screen. And we need to do our score lines on it. So let's get out our storyboard. I've already done them so I don't get confused, because I have a tendency to get confused, if you hadn't noticed. Alright, we've got doesn't really matter which way we go. Okay, I'm going to go this way because this is where I've got the instructions written down. Okay, we've got 2 3/8. So we're going to come down and score at 2 3/8. Then we're going to go 4 3/4, and then 4 7/8, and that's going to give us a tiny little 1/8 little duvalaki. And then go over to 7 1/4, and then 9 5/8, which is going to give us 1 inch here for the side of our screen. So they are our score lines. Now, to fold these up, so this one will be going this way. Okay, so I've turned it around here. So I've got it like this, so you can see those score lines there. Okay, I've got the 1 inch there. Then we're going to mountain like this, so a valley, a mountain, a valley. And then the little 1/8 is another valley, and then a mountain. So it will look like that at the end of it. So that's the shape that we're looking for. And that will allow us to have that fold up screen. Alright, so that's that part. Then we've got another piece. Now this piece is the height of the page, which is 8 1/4, and I've kept it at the 11 inches. So that's the 11 inches of the page. I don't think it'd really matter what size you're using. I've just used that extra little bit as a tuck spot over the page because I don't like, if I can use it, I'm going to. So I've just scored at 1/2 inch, and then I've come out and I've scored at 9 5/8. Okay, so it's just under, it will be 1/2 inch, well, 1 1/2 inches from the side. So I'll show you that when I fold it over. So we come over here and we've got our base page here. We've got our hinge. And we'll put it on there. And then when we fold that in underneath, it comes in at 1 1/2 in from the edge. So that is what we're kind of going for there. Alright, now I've got to remember which one is the right one, because I made a mistake. I think it's that one. Okay. There we go. So that is what we're going to do. Obviously, I did not cut this down. I just got to go cut this down. There you go. Now it should be cut down in the same height. And it is. Yes. Alright. So let's glue this on. So this is going to go this way. Okay, because our handle is going to be off. I'm going to try and kind of half keep it in on the inside. So let's glue this down so at least we kind of get started. Alright. There we go. I'm really excited to see the end product of this. I keep thinking in my mind about it, and I'm even more excited is that I think in a month or so, I've got to ring and book the appointment today. Hopefully I get in. Is I'm going to go down and do a workshop with Anthony's, the guy that designs Vagabond, like the illustrator. I'm like, oh my gosh. Wow, like a mixed media thing. I'm like a little bit excited by that. So whether this comes up before or after that, I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, do I have to travel 3.5 hours each way to do that? Yes, I do. But hopefully it will be good. All right, so we've got that in, and then we go there, and now we can work on this top slides piece. So I'm just going to get this out of the way so that we can work on it. Alright, so we've got it all folded up. There are a couple of things that we've got to do. Okay, over on the back side, I want to use those little, 1/8 little strippy bits that we always seem to end up with when we're cutting things down. And this is basically going to become, if I show you the back of this. Oh, there you go, it didn't work anyway. I need to reinforce that better, so that's going to be my job on that one. So that is the plan, that I need to have a longer bit there and reinforce that better. So that tells me I've learnt. Good. So, luckily I turned that over and looked. I just wanted to keep it there in there with a bit more surety. So I'm going to double this over. We're going to make it longer. A little bit of glue. Doubling this over. And I'm going to make one for the other one while I'm here. La, 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 la. Oh, it's early in the morning, so if you hear the birds, they're not my birds, they're wild birds. They just get noisy. I like to have a chat in the morning, catch up with what they got up to during the night, how they slept and stuff. So, alright. I'm going to come along and I'm going to give it a little bit more room, I think. Okay, so that's basically, so you can see what it looks like with this one, is it's going to hold down the mechanism, just to keep it in better control. Obviously, it's not needed, but I was just like, well, because I want it to come up in 4, and with this little gust, I thought it made sense to kind of add a little bit of an extra, I guess, track for the mechanism to work. Alright, so you'll have that little area in here that it can go through. Alright. Okay. Next part. If you have a punch or a circle die or whatever, then that's what we're going to use here. If not, just use something round and use that, like the end of a blue glue thing. Do a little, you can trace around it and draw. For me, I'm going to use circle punches. It's one of those things that for anything with paper crafting, if I can advise anything, it's getting some circle punches because they're really handy for this kind of stuff. Okay, so we're going to mark the halfway point, which is 4 1/8, and I've lost my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? Rude. Alright. Don't know where my other pencil went. It'll be around. Okay, so 4 1/8, just so I've got a centre point there. And then I'm going to use my, this is a 1 3/4, 1 1/2, whatever you've got that you can do. This is a 1 3/4 diameter. But I'm going to come in and I'm going to make that centre point, and if I can get in. So she said, make that centre point there, and I'm going to take it just up to, but not quite where the score line is. So having a look there, so you can see that it's nearly up to the score line, not going over, but nearly up to it. There we go. And that is the cutout. Alright, next part, foam tape. I'm going to add some foam tape to this part. Help if I could do it in a straight line. And then I've got a little bit here that will fit in the rest of it. Now, I don't want the edge of that phone to be seen as white. So this, I've just got a whiteboard marker because that's what I've got here, but you could use ink, you could use Sharpie, and I am just going to colour it in black so that it's not going to be visible as such. I know you can get black foam tape, but I haven't got it, obviously. I think you can get black foam tape. I don't know. So that's that one. And then so that then turns out so that you can't see the edge as much. That's the plan, Jan. Alright. Next part is the mechanism, which is going to be, I'm going to take a piece, so this is, because the washi tape I'm going to use is 1 1/4, so I made this 1 3/8. Did I make it 1 3? That's 1 1/2. Oh yeah, a bit in between, around there. Okay. So that is what I want to do again. So I've just got a piece of scrap, and I'm going to get the scoreboard out. And I'm going to do a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to come out 1 3/8. Sounds good. And I'm going to go there. And so this could be 1 inch. I did have it as 1 inch originally, and then I decided to use the washi tape and went, well, I need to make this a bit wider for the washi tape that I decided I wanted to use. And that was all. So it doesn't really affect it much. It's just depending on what you want to put on the thing. And you don't need to put anything on it if you don't want to. Alright, I'm going to just burnish those down. I've done this to give it a bit of extra support as well as neaten off the edges. So that's why I've done the fold over. So I'm going to come along and glue it down. Like la 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 la. Boom. Okay. Now I also need another little bit of scrap because we need to make a little hinge. So nothing huge. So about an inch. Actually, yeah, about an inch. That looks good. And I'm going to cut it to the same length. And then I'm just going to put a 1/2 inch little score there so I can fold it in half and make my hinge. This is going to allow us to attach it. Always come in and do this the wrong way. Yay. My fingers are cold. That's my excuse. Okay. So this is going to go on the end here. So this is the side that's going to be facing up. And then I'm going to put that hinge here, and that's going to allow us to connect it to the screen and give us our pull through. Alrighty, I'm going to put the washi tape on. Now it's going in. I've got to keep remembering which direction it's going. It's going in this direction, so I need it up this way. So this washi tape is from the washi tape shop. I've got some amazing ones. I think this is called the Great Wave collection. It doesn't have to be too accurate down this end because we're going to add bits to it in a sec, but there we go. With our decorative piece there, you could just use a piece of the paper, a bit of gold, whatever you wanted to use, or leave it, because it is only just the pull-out mechanism. I just wanted it to be a nice little, addition when you pull it out, that it looks like something nice. Alright, okay. Let's get this onto the base. We're going to put it on this side, so we're going to tuck this in. And we're going to attach this. Get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to attach this little hinge. And make sure it's center. Double-sided tape. Okay. Double-sided tape. Oh, I need to empty my bin. I just looked at it and I'm like, oh, geez, I'm blowing down there. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to allow us to move it and for a bit of extra surety. Still over. Like what? Hold on. Hold on. Is this base page right? I see the base page is a little short. Alright, I'm just going to take this down a bit. Take a little smidgen off it. Alright, now we'll come back and we'll do this again. And hopefully it'll match up. Yeah, I think I cut the base page a little bit too short. Well, that's alright. It's good. It'll fit well in the album. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Beyond. Okay. So now magnets. In. And because magnets are expensive, as I'm sure we know, I have a little collection of washers. So in here are the different sizes that match my magnets, because we don't need a magnet to attach to a magnet just needs to attach to metal. So I have some washers. Oh, getting things back in my little storage place behind me without dropping things is always the goal. Okay, so let's put magnets down. I'm just going to pull this up out of the way. Alright, so put a couple of magnets down. Down here. Don't you move on me. I'm gonna quote Vivian, slippery little sucker. There we go. Alright. So we've got them there. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to lift up the backing yet. I just want to get these on here. Right in the centre. And I have just some leftover washi from things when I've been making stuff, so I'm going to use a bit of that for the other pages to glue down this, to tape down this stuff, because I don't want to use double-sided tape because I'm not going to be covering it with anything. A bit of washi will do the trick, but any kind of tape, sticky tape, whatever would work. I'm going to use washi because it's there. If I can get the backing up. Now, I have seen a trick where apparently you use a pin or something will help. Oh, my fingers are so cold this morning. Because remember, I'm in Australia, so we're actually in winter. You'd think I'd be able to do this, but no, it's eluding me this morning. A piece of washi tape is going to defeat me. You will not defeat me, washi tape. I will figure out a way to get your backing off called I will get my child to do it in a second if I need to. Always on camera, hey? Never in normal life. Normal life, yeah, no problems at all getting the backing off. On camera, Gumby. Oh, come on. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Anyone know a way? Let's see if I can do this one. Make myself feel better. No. Ah, my gosh. If I go to sticky tape soon, because I'm going to get frustrated, I'll be like, can't do this. Oh, I got a little bit. Let's see if I can get in there. There we go, we got that one. Woohoo! We've had success with that one. Now I need to just get the other one. Oh, 10 hours later. Alright. Just going to make sure they're well centered because I want as much contact as possible. Lay this down flat, bring this down, and there we go. So we've got that on. Alright, next part. I have cut out some circle rounds, use the die, I don't have a circle punch for this, but again you could just cut it, go around and cut it out, of, I think it's, I think just over 1 3/4, so that it's just bigger than the pull out. And I'm going to glue this on to here. Bits off, like these are my little scissors. And I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to pull it out a little bit and put another one on there just to finish off. Don't have to do this obviously. I just want to. So we've got those, and that is our little mechanism. So it's all held down with magnets. It's all there. I'm going to go off and do a bit of decorating, and then I will come back and show you some more. Okay, so I'm back and I've done the decorating up to a certain point. Okay, so we've got this one opening up, opens up this way. I'm just going to now I've got a little, just used a bit of scrap cardboard and a bit of scrap paper, made a little tuck spot. It's not hinged, it's just glued down along the 3 edges. And on this one, same thing, going to come along and find the halfway point. I found my pencil too, which is good. It was on the floor. It was on the floor, like most things. That's where it ends up. You missed a doozy of the birds going off while I was decorating this. So I don't know what they were doing out there, but they were chin wagging something shocking. All right, so I've made that. I've got where that is. That. Okay. I'm just going to run a little bead of glue down there and close that up, and then run down the sides. And the sides. Okay. Okay, let's get that up. Let's move this across. Having a shocker. Alright. Okay. Now, what I had done for this is I had gone off and I'd cut all of these little 1/2-inch pieces. And what I used was, wait up, gotta go to the right drawer. It doesn't matter, glossy accents. I've got Cosmic Shimmer Clear Varnish Lacquer. I've got Devon Medium High Gloss. All of those kinds of things are going to do this kind of job. And I put a thin layer on these. Now, these were black pieces of cardstock, and I went around the edges with some gold ink just to give, you know, some points of interest to it. And I put a thin layer because I knew it was going to all curl up like this. But basically what this is for is to waterproof it. So I can put on another layer and get it looking like the full lacquer. You could just leave it at this, to be honest. So all I did then was come with my friend called double-sided tape for this one, because you want it to stick down. I'm just going to get... throw stuff around. Yeah, I'm just going to get the good old yellow pages that no one really ever uses and use that. To use my double-sided tape. And I'm going to come along and I'm just putting a little bit of glue on here as well because I want that as surety that it's going to stay. And I've gone along and I'm just going to place them all in position like that. So I'll do another one. I think, to be honest, if I was going to do this again, I would do the whole sheet. Like, just do a whole big sheet of cardstock with the lacquer and then cut it out after. But, you know, this is the first time I've done it, so I'm like, oh well. You gotta learn as you do. So I'm going to go keep doing that, and I'm going to get my messy mat out because that yellow pages is not working because it's sticking. Alright, so let's try this. This will work better. These are one of those, you know, silicone kind of glue mat things. Probably should have had that out all along, but, you know, thinking about that probably would have been smart. Okay. Look, so much easier. Okay, a little bit of glue. La la la. And into position. So I'm going to go off and do the rest of these, and then I'll come back and show you the next stage. Okay, so I'm back. I've done all of that. What I'm going to do now is just come along and put a thin layer of this over the top of what's already been done, just to give it a little bit more of a gloss appearance. This is me being extra. Actually, this whole album is me being extra, so in no ways does this have to be done. Now this is a self-leveling medium, so it will spread itself out and even out. But now that it's stuck down and it's got that thin layer on it already, it should stay nice and, well, flat. And work from... Yeah, sorry, I will get back to you. I'm like, oh, I'm in, like, you know, painting mode now. I'm like, So I've obviously just transferred it into this little bottle for ease of, you know, pinpointing small areas with it. I use it in my colouring and stuff for like eyeballs and things too, just to add a little bit of shine. Okay, so I'm going to go along and obviously continue to do that. It does dry up to become like this. Like I said, there's just a little bit left to dry here, and you can see that high lacquer component there. So that is page 4 and 5. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, let me know what you think of this one. This one's a bit fun. I like this one. If I could have had mirror images of this page, that would have been awesome, but you know, you've got to work for what you got. And thank you so much for joining in, and as always, remember, be kind, be strong, be a warrior, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.